today I'm going to be doing my December wrap-up. So I already wrapped up all of the books that I read in the first week of December in my 'Tis the Season-a-thon wrap-up. So go watch that video if you want to know what I read in the first week. But this is going to be all the books that I read after the 'Tis the Season-a-thon. And the movies I watched this month. I mean, last month. So first I checked out this anthology for the 'Tis the Season-a-thon, this Christmas anthology that had 3 different novella / short stories that were Christmas themed, and I didn't finish them during the readathon, so I finished them afterwards. The first one was Mine Under Mistletoe, which I forget what the author is, but I'll leave the Goodreads link down below, and I believe I wrote a Goodreads review as well. It takes place during Christmas, and it's about this girl who decides that she's gonna switch houses with this guy in London. So she gets to spend Christmas in London, and then all of the flights get grounded. When she arrives in London, the guy that she's supposed to switch places with, he cannot leave. So they end up spending Christmas together in London, and it's a really sweet, cute story. I really loved it, and I don't think I've ever read a book where it takes place in London during Christmas time, so that was really interesting, getting to see like British traditions that I never heard about. I really enjoyed this one. I believe I gave it 4 stars. The last book in the anthology was called Tinsel My Heart. This one was actually my favorite. I didn't expect to like this one this much. About this woman, she's like in her 30s, and she's this producer of theater and movies, and she's very successful into her career. And when she was in high school, she was really good friends with this guy who, after high school, he blew up and became this like huge like A-list actor who's super famous, and comes back to his hometown to help host the Christmas show that she does every single year. And so they reconnect. It's really great. I loved all the talk of theater in this. It also takes place in a small town where everybody's in everybody's business. And I think I did a good review for this one too, so I'll leave that down below. Next I read Give the Dark My Love by Beth Revis. I mentioned this in my Fall into Fantasy readathon TBR because I wanted to read this for the Fall into Fantasy, but I put the audiobook on hold and it came in after the Fall into Fantasy readathon. Hence why I finished it in December, but I really loved this book. It's about necromancy, but the main character is from a very poor family, northern part of this kingdom, and she gets offered a scholarship to go to this college of alchemy, and there she studies alchemy and magic, but then she starts going down the road of necromancy. And I love following Nedra's story. It was so fascinating and unique. Necromancy is something that's not very touched upon in books. I really loved like the college aspect of it, like her going to like this university and like learning about alchemy. It felt like she was going to like a modern college, and we got to follow her and during her college day, and it was really cool. The romance was kind of I don't know, I feel like this book could have done without a romance. I don't know why it was there. It's so great to see Beth Revis grow as an author. Her other books were sci-fi across the universe, and this book was so different from that series. Next, I read The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. Oh my god, I wish I still had it, but I had to return it to the library so I could show you how beautiful the illustrations are. They're so pretty and they're so adorable. It's definitely a very simplistic story. Like if you're looking for like an intricate, like compelling storyline, this is not the book. It's very simple, it's very cute, it's very fun. There's not a lot going to the story, but that's why it's so perfect. It's just so wholesome and pure. About this prince who loves putting on dresses, and his dressmaker who comes and makes him the most beautiful dresses, and a romance blooms between them. Dresses were so beautiful. Like the art style is just adorable. I read this in one sitting. It's a very quick read. It's a graphic novel. And the last book I read in December and also loved 2018 was The Paths We Choose by M. Hollis. This is the second book in the Lilac Town series. The first book is The Melody of You and Me, and this is the second one. I love this one so much. I wrote like a really long Goodreads review for this. I'll leave it down below. This definitely is not without its issues. A couple more rounds of editing could have helped this book be a lot stronger. A lot of telling and not showing for characterization, plot, a lot of things. But despite all that, I love this one so much. It was so adorable. It's a female-female relationship, and the main character is Latinx, and the love interest is Latinx, and there's so much discussion of Latinx culture in this book, and it's very, very short. It's like 100 pages. I had the best time reading this, and I cannot wait to read more of the books in this series. Now let's get into movies. So I watched quite a few movies, a lot. I'm not going to talk about all of them because I watched a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies in December, so many of them, and all of them are so similar that they just kind of like all blur in my head. I did rewatch Legally Blonde and Legally Blonde 2 because of the Thank You Next video by Ariana Grande. She referenced a bunch of different movies in her music video, and it really made me want to rewatch those movies because I hadn't seen them in so long, and rewatching Legally Blonde was so much fun. I forgot how iconic and amazing this movie is. It made me so happy rewatching it. And I hope they really do make Legally Blonde 3. I've heard there's like some talk of making Legally Blonde 3, and I'm so here for it. Next, I watched 4 Weddings and a Funeral. This is one of those romantic comedies that people always say is really good, and I've never watched it before, and I was so disappointed. This movie was so boring, and I hated the ending so much. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the last wedding, what happened at the last wedding like really pissed me off. Like, you don't just do that to somebody. That's so messed up. Felt like no chemistry between the 2 actors that were supposed to be in love. They literally talked like 2 times in the whole movie, and they're supposed to be like in love, and their conversations, they barely even talk to each other, and their conversations were not very in-depth at all. Watched the sequel of A Christmas Prince for a Wedding. Oh my god, this one was so cute. I loved it. Dumplin. Oh my god, Dumplin. Oh my god, another amazing book to movie adaptations. We've just been blessed this year. I have not read the book Dumplin. I didn't expect it to make me emotional, but it did. It was so cute and it was heartwarming, and I really, really loved it. The cast was amazing, and the movie was so high quality. Like, every shot was done so well. The costumes were amazing. The sets and the places where they filmed. I love that there was Dolly Parton music throughout the whole movie, and I love that drag queens were a really big part of the movie as well, and they became really great friends with the main characters and helped them in their pageanting. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what's your favorite movie or book that you read / watched in December. My social media links are all down below. My Twitter, my Bookstagram, my Goodreads. Arrivederci!